Fed up with swiping right, these singles are swapping screens for speed dating.
Oh yeah, Gupta. Check out the knockers on that one. Fuck, nice set of tits.
You're at face value. It's not on the camera. They're not hiding behind a filter.
Yeah, just behind 10 layers of camo.
Fingers crossed, but anything can happen. But main thing is just to have fun.
So, like, what do you look for in a girl?
Oh yeah, nah, I suppose someone fun, you know, like fun, nah, yeah.
No catfishing. Straight away. No catfishing.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself. What kind of music do you like?
Yeah, go fucking hard, eh? Wanna see my cock?
Eventbrite has seen a 49% jump in people attending singles events this year, a growing desire for people to meet in person.
I think we've all got dating app fatigue. After the lockdowns, we were all just done with them. You can't gauge chemistry on an app. You need to see that person in real life.
Oh, with the fucking chemistry again. Right, get the periodic table up, lads.
Australian company Cheeky Events launched almost 5 years ago. Now it has speed dating nights in 10 cities across Australia and New Zealand. Next up, Dublin and New York.
We've just grown in an organic way. We're very, very lucky. 8,000 matches in Australia and New Zealand this year.
What does grown organically even mean? Free range? Farm pasture raised?
Over 500,000 users swiped no on Tinder over the past year. Over 100,000 potential romantics followed through on Hinge's slogan, designed to be deleted. And nearly 400,000 people told Bumble to buzz off.
You do know what else it's designed for. There's plenty of videos out there that it's a casino style system that's meant to give you a dopamine hit and keep you coming back for more. So when you do the boost, you'll probably get matched with someone, at least one person that'll probably, more likely than not, either won't reply or unmatch you straight away. But that's going to get you hooked to think that you're going to now succeed somehow by buying those super likes or the unlimited pass. And sometimes you'll even get bots in your queue behind the obscure paywall simply to get you to commit to a really overpriced weekly membership, and then you think you might save yourself some money by committing to something like 3 or 6 months. Or not to mention the people that might outright buy a lifetime membership on Bumble.
Dating apps still have a big slice of the love market, 237 million users worldwide. For an increasing number of singles, it's now about finding love in new places. Sally Bowery, 7 News.
Seems like we're going to have to save the truth bomb and real talk for last. You probably have already come across dozens, multitudes of videos that talk about the algorithm and how it doesn't favour the men. It's an entire system set to work against you. For the women, it's rather simple. You'd only consider getting something like a golden pass on one of these apps like Tinder or Bumble is if you want to either use the passport feature to see where you can hook up with guys in various places. You can extend your range. You can pretend that you're going to be in Melbourne when you say 100, 2, 3, 4, 5. For a good dick, women can travel across an entire country. You best believe. So that might be some real enlightening talk to you right there just to hear those words come out of my mouth. But other than that, it doesn't matter what you look like. And I can't even be bothered cutting the video because I started a little bit, but you could be the beast from Scary Stories to shut the fucking Snapchat to Tell in the Dark. And you'll still have at least a few hundred, if not in the thousands of matches, men desperately waiting in the queue. Speed dating can be alright if you're one of those types of men that's never really been out of the house and you need to get your confidence up and want to get out and socialise a little bit, but don't expect anything to come from it. Simply because it's too quick and it really is just like a face-to-face swiping style system. You don't really have enough allocated time, even if you find someone attractive, to get to know them. So then if you are trying to pursue something after the speed dating session ends, you're basically doing it in the same manner as you would if you were swiped. You're basing it off the person's looks. Otherwise, what else do you think is going to happen? what, with the 1, 2, 3 minutes you got, it is going to be like that comedic style intro and interjecting cuts I just did in the video, where you're going to ask these vague, almost randomized style questions of favorite music, colors, shows and pubs and clubs that you go to. There won't be any kind of substance, and they can talk their chemistry all they want, these women. That's a bunch of emotionally driven delusion that you're not going to be able to relate to. And I haven't, to this day, met a man that can speak to a woman for 1 minute, even 5, and say something along the lines of, you know what, bro? Man, we just had a connection. Yeah, there was like great chemistry there. Total crock of shit as far as it pertains to a man's point of view. Really? I'm going to speak candidly, as I always do in my videos. The only thing he's thinking is if his dick's going to get up for you. If you are a woman that has watched this far, let's keep it real, ladies. You're probably going to be subjecting the man's looks and taking it into consideration too on the speed dating event. And it's not going to matter overly much in your final decision whether you decide to give your number if you find the man sexually attractive. I think it's as simple as that. Everything else, such as your views on politics, the type of job he does, and the music taste he has, even his criminal convictions, as we've seen in some experiments, social experiment style videos on YouTube, aren't going to particularly matter if he comes, sits down at the table with the right frame, looks the right way, smiles and winks at you, and does everything that potentially pleases you, gets the motor running, and then I suppose that's what you women would call chemistry. It's also a cold hard fact of the matter that it's mostly going to be liberal women. You're not going to find a right-leaning, especially a far-right woman at these kind of events, and I sincerely doubt that you'd even find a right-leaning, let alone a far-right man. There's probably got to be some kind of a sinister intent, or at least that's what I'm calling it, and a primary motive to fuck that night for a man of like a right-leaning political view spectrum to be at a place like a fucking speed dating event organized by Bumbletron. Look, go and mingle. If it's your cup of tea, do that. Watch the girl that you plan to get with, because that's why you're there, right? As a man, you're there to get a girl to pursue long term, right? So watch her give her number out to 50, 60, all the fucking dudes that sat down with her, and hope that you draw the lucky numbers and have won the lottery ticket. You get the jackpot. You get to go home with a girl. Or maybe she's just got a bunch of fucking numbers and she might call you first, second, 10, 50th down the line after she's already taken a whole bunch of damn loads and you're somewhere towards the back end. She just came there to get a whole bunch of dudes on her rig, man. Another notch on the belt. Hey, I'm fucking crass, I'm a little crude, but you know damn well that can be the reality of these kinds of scenarios. Now, if you look at my Bumbletron, I'm just firing from the hip, just fucking straight up Kaio 8 headshots. Just calling it how I see it, and I see it the way most women won't. Spade for spade, headshot for headshot. And you know what? You're not going to run into that in a speed dating event. You won't be able to express yourself the way I do. So at least that I know the women that do match me most likely did read my profile because they're still there. And all the conversations I've engaged in have actually been fruitful. We'll use the word chemistry. So rounding out points, go ahead and fucking speed date, but don't bullshit the women by telling them that you're going to fill their heart's desires, and women, don't bullshit the men that you're there to find chemistry. The take-home point is going to be that you're going to only be selective to the guy that you were most receptive to, and it's primarily going to be based on looks because there's just simply not enough time for him to say anything of substance for you to then be able to validate it and be like, oh, all of a sudden we actually have so many things in common and aligning views. And even if you do have the things in common, you're most likely going to be speaking about those really vague and vain kinds of topics of music, interest, and what do you do for a living? Speed date away, but I think as far as the term speed is concerned, and efficiency at that, you're just better off sticking to the dating apps, fellas. Just don't pay for them.